tonight. Another suspect in the case of baby Sagini detained for 4 more days pending probe on her role in the assault. NTSA reports an increase in road accidents in the country.
We are working with citizens to promote personal responsibility by encouraging passengers in both private and public vehicles to speak out against reckless driving and other habits that endanger the lives of Kenyans.
Senate endorses 11-member committee to probe Governor Mwangaza's impeachment. Road and Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen now claims that Kenyan roads have claimed the lives of 403 drivers, 1,190 border operators, 793 passengers, and over 1,000 pedestrians crossing roads, with analysis indicating a 3% increase in road carnage as of November. In a multi-agency approach, the Ministry of Roads and Transport and that of Interior have launched a crackdown by heightening police pressures and presence in major roads across the country to tame the rising numbers of road accident fatalities. TV47's Mwea William begins our broadcast tonight.
There will be an increase of police deployment on major roads across the country as the government kicks off an operation to reduce road accidents during the year's festive season. In a joint press conference, Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Government Coordination, together with his counterpart of Transport Kipchumba Murkomen, signaled a warning to Kenyans while announcing the country has recorded the highest fatalities on roads this year.
An analysis of NTSA shows 3% increase in road carnage as at 15th November this year, with fatalities standing 4,432 compared to 4,271 during the same period last year. This is the highest death toll the country has ever registered since independence.
In a multi-agency approach, an operation will see police crack down on motorists flouting traffic rules, where the police and NTSA will enforce traffic laws such as speeding, overloading, among other laws.
It is the intention of government to ensure that we reduce fatalities by taking preventive measures, and that is why we are warning all motorists and serving notice that beginning immediately these measures will take place.
Statistics by NTSA revealing the number of Kenyans who had lost their lives in road accidents since January 2022, which showed a 3% increase in road carnage as of November 15, 2022, with fatalities standing at 4,432 compared to 4,271 during the same period last year, asking Kenyans to exercise caution while on the road as they travel during this festive period.
This is really very, very, very painful even to read, to see how we are losing people. We've lost actually 1 year the number of people more than the ones we lost in the entire period of COVID, through accident. And this is very painful just even to read as a government minister.
However, Murkomen alluded that 90% of accidents recorded are avoidable, adding that the government has stepped up efforts to reduce road carnage by adopting strategy which entails public awareness and enforcement.
If you are in a motor vehicle and in for 2-3 kilometers, the driver is committing traffic offenses, you have a right to either stop him jointly together as passengers and report him to the police, or alight from the vehicle. We shouldn't feel like we're helpless, because the statistics we've read show that 90% of the deaths and the accidents we have are as a result of direct human error.
During this festive season, I have directed the police to crack down heavily and without exceptions all those found flouting our traffic rules.
Road users have been urged to speak out against reckless driving and other habits that endanger their lives. Mwea William, TV47.
Now, the main suspect in the case of baby Sagini, a child whose eyes were gouged in the Marani ward, Kisii County, has been arrested and arraigned in court today. The suspect will now be detained for 4 more days as police complete investigations, as Kombo Alfayo now reports from Kisii.
After a long search of the main suspect in the case of baby Sagini Jr., whose eyes were gouged, she has been arrested and arraigned before the senior resident magistrate Christine Ogweno at the Kisii High Court.
She is the key suspect, and that these were the last people who were seen with the victim.
Pacifica Nyakirario was arrested yesterday in Nairobi's Kasarani area, where she had eloped after allegedly committing the act.
So he was arrested by the DCI officers from Kasarani, who were working in conjunction with their counterparts from Marani, and he was escorted to Kisii police station yesterday.
However, prosecutor Hilary Kaino has asked the Kisii High Court to give investigators 4 more days to complete their investigations.
So they said 4 days, Your Honor, will enable the detectives to finalize their investigations, because they already have a file. So the 4 days will coincide with the day that the other respondent will be brought before court. So they are going to interrogate her and also the other supposed accomplice. So
the courts have accepted the request and ordered Pacifica to be detained in Rioma police station while the investigation continues.
I have also considered the oral submissions by Mr. Kaino, who appears together with Mr. Murioki for the state. I do direct as follows: the respondent to be held at Rioma police station for a period of 4 days, the OCS Rioma police station, to ensure her safety and security. We mentioned this matter on the 23rd of December this year. For further directions, considering the outcome of investigations at the time.
Kombo Alfayo, TV 47, Kisii.
Now, Defense Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale has urged Kenyans that the government will issue national identity cards to Kenyan citizens who have for long searched for the document without success. Duale was speaking during the official launch of the International Quran competition in Nairobi, which was organized by the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims. This story was produced by Andrew Juma.
The government has announced that all Kenyans living in the country without national identity cards will soon be issued with a document in order for them to enjoy their rights as other citizens.
The discrimination that the Muslims and many other communities suffered since independence, when they want to go and get citizen rights and citizen documents, ID card, passport, and everything, this government will not allow it. And everybody will be given his right as a Kenyan, even foreigners.
Defense CS Aden Duale, who was attending the official launch of the International Quran competition in Nairobi, which was organized by the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims, confirmed that the Kenya Kwanza government is working so hard to ensure that the country is a conducive environment for its people and even the foreigners.
Our international sheikhs, they can come to our country anytime they want and preach da'wah and come and talk to the Muslims. They are not coming to do bad things. They are coming to change society. So why should they be denied the visa? So what they got, the visa they got, it is their right. It's the right of every person. You are wondering why they got the visa very fast. It's because there is a good government. There is a very good government. Most of you did not support that government. You got scared. And I want to tell the people, if you have a very strong faith, you don't fear.
He also promised that Ruto's government is a religious leadership which respects all religions and will not interfere with any religious activities in the country.
Under the government of William Ruto, the Muslims will practice their religion the way they want, the way the Quran states it. And nobody, including the president, will interfere. our Christian brothers will practice their religion the way they want, according to their teachings. We had governments that did not believe in God. We had governments that believed in the killing of other human beings. There is no religion that allows anybody, including a police officer, to kill another human being.
On the matter of insecurity in the country, Duale confirmed that President Ruto's decision to dissolve the Special Service Unit was a clear indication that the extrajudicial killings in the country had come to an end.
This government has ended extrajudicial killing. No religion allows extrajudicial killing. No religion allows discrimination of another person.
Well, tonight, UDA party chairman Johnson Muthama has broken his silence on the creation of the office of the official opposition leader, saying the party has no intentions of enticing Azimio coalition leader Raila Odinga to go easy on the government. Muthama spoke as critics termed the creation of the position as a backdoor handshake. Azimio has dismissed the push as a mere political exercise. Our senior political affairs reporter Apollo Kamau has the details.
President William Ruto's UDA party has for the first time defended his memorandum to Parliament a week ago, proposing to amend the constitution and create the office of the official opposition leader. The president's party chair, Johnson Muthama, says the party has no intention of enticing ODM's Raila Odinga to go easy on his criticism of the Kenya Kwanza administration.
Ruto does not need to contain Raila. Raila needs to be contained by the constitution. Ruto will not spend time to deal with Raila. The law and the constitution that he participated in making will tell him what he needs to do and how he is supposed to behave.
The move was rejected by the LSK and the opposition, terming it unconstitutional as it goes against the current presidential system of majority and minority leadership and can only pass the constitutional test through a referendum. Has seen critics label it as a backdoor handshake and an avenue for suspicious amendments.
The attempted amendment to the constitution to create positions that seem to be tailor-made for individuals is a terrible thing to do. And one of the problems with Kenya is that we are very good at amending the constitutions or making constitution to fit certain individuals. And this seems to be one of the cases. Now, what is the effect of that? One is a handshake, backdoor handshake.
On the question of the constitutional amendment push heading to a referendum, Muthama says the party will abide by the rule of law.
And if it is true, it will come out that the amendment of the constitution will require a referendum. We have all the time to do it. It will be done. And we are again not scared about that.
Question has been rife whether Ruto wants to contain Odinga's resumption of mass protests by keeping him busy in Parliament, where he will enjoy state benefits, an annual address to Parliament, and an office with trappings of power closer to the president and his deputy.
If Raila wants to be contained, he will be contained. And one way of Raila wanting to be contained is by falling for such things. As this thing, cheap thing of official leader of the opposition. If they fall for it, if they begin to fight for it with the Kenakalons and the rest, and Mother Karua and Raila, then they will not contain Ruto.
Parliament has been urged to reject the amendments when the House resumes, as they have been originated by the President, in a similar fashion to the Building Bridges Initiative BBI constitutional push, which was annulled by the court for the same reason. Apul Kamau, TV 47.
Elsewhere, the fate of Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza now lies in the hands of 11 members of a Senate committee after the House voted to approve the 11 senators. The special committee will have 10 days to investigate the charges against the governor. Collins Lusweti with more.
After a long debate on whether to go the plenary or committee route, the House eventually settled on the special committee, with 33 members voting in favor against 2 who rejected.
Ayes 33, noes 2, abstentions 0. The ayes have it.
The 11-member committee will now meet on Wednesday to elect its leadership and set the course of action that will guide the case before inviting both parties for hearing, with a report expected in the House by Friday, 30th December.
The committee should therefore table its report in the Senate on or before Friday, 30th December 2022.
If the committee upholds any of the charges against the governor in its report, the report will be debated and vote taken by all 47 elected senators to determine Mwangaza's fate. In the event the committee fails to uphold any of the charges, the impeachment shall collapse, with Governor Mwangaza continuing with her duties as governor. Uasin Gishu Senator Jackson Mandago, a member of the committee, is confident the committee will do justice on the matter.
In fact, in this country of recent past, Mr. Speaker, there seems to be a liking by women, Mr. Speaker, of the services being given by men, Mr. Speaker. A majority of women today, Mr. Speaker, if they go to the salon, they are actually looking for male saloonists. Mr. Speaker, even when they go for massage, they are looking for male masseuse, Mr. Speaker. It cannot be that when the male senators are going to discharge justice, Mr. Speaker, we are going to be unfair. Mr. Speaker, I want to commit that having been selected as a member of that committee, that we are going to be fair, just, and do the right thing, Mr. Speaker.
The committee members include Majority Whip Boni Khalwale, Jackson Mandago of Uasin Gishu, Karungo Thang of Kiambu, and Ali Rob of Mandera. Others are Esther Okenyori nominated, Peris Tobiko nominated, Eddie Okech Migori, Joseph Kamau Lamu, and Edwin Sifuna Nairobi. Also sitting in the panel are Agnes Kavindo of Machakos and Johannes Maruma of Taita Taveta. The members of the county assembly have leveled 5 charges against the governor, among them nepotism and forceful entry into the assembly. Collins Lusweti, TV47, Nairobi.
Well, still in Meru and on the impeachment motion, differing groups from Meru County clashed over the move to impeach Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza, with a section of Meru residents on Tuesday chanting songs demanding the removal of the governor from office for alleged gross misconduct. Another section from the same county, however, dismissed their claims, saying her removal from office will be pure witch hunt. Andrin Kilemi with the details.
With placards held high, protesters gathered outside Senate buildings where a special sitting was happening to probe the impeachment of the troubled Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza. The crowd chanting songs demanding the removal of the governor from office.
It's our pledge to our Senate to move this motion fast so that we can save the Meru County people.
Meru women professionals cited nepotism, violation of law, illegal appointments, and indecent public demeanor as reasons for impeachment, saying Kawira has on several occasions used offensive language to address other leaders in the county.
How long does one take to commit atrocities? I mean, she has failed with the basics. Even the planning meetings that we were supposed to have, she refused to have meetings with us.
So if you fail in your first day, you fail in your 30th day, and you fail in your 90th day, are we supposed to wait for 365 days?
On the other hand, another section of Meru leaders pleaded with the Senate to annul the impeachment of the first-time governor, saying her ouster by Meru County Assembly was baseless.
I want to say, as a Meru ordinary woman and as a Meru grassroots leader, that there is nothing to do with incompetency. What is working in Meru County, it is more of underrating a commoner.
Ni gavana yupi kipindi cha miezi mitatu ametumia pesa vibaya kiwango hicho? Ni gavana yupi kipindi cha miezi mitatu ameunda ofisi na ikafika mwisho? Ni gavana yupi kipindi cha miezi mitatu ambaye hata mawaziri ameajiri watu kinyume cha sheria.
The leaders further stated that if the Senate proceeds to dim Mwangaza's light, then it would be unfavorable to the already suffering 2/3 gender rule. Andrin Akilemi, TV 47.
Now, exactly 6 days after the government announced plans to allow local traders to import 600,000 metric tons of rice from February 2023, a section of rice farmers from the Mwea irrigation scheme have protested the move, saying the market will be flooded at the time they have received bumper harvests. And as Elizabeth Atieno now reports, Mwea Member of Parliament has assured farmers that the government will first buy rice from the farmers before importation.
At the Mwea irrigation scheme in Kirinyaga County, thousands of rice sacks remain scattered in the rice field as distraught farmers watch in disbelief, not knowing where they will get a market to sell their harvest.
Angalia hata huku kote kuna mchere, kumejaa mchere, na kwanza serikali ingetafuta mbinu ya kutununulia mchere.
Mary Mudhoni, a rice farmer, is in a hurry to seal her sacks stuffed with harvested rice as she tries her luck in finding an available market for the sale of her produce.
Nimesimama hapa, mkulima anaanika tu apeleke tu kwa nyumba juu serikali kama inakataa kununua.
Farmers here tell us that they have really struggled to receive the bumper harvest, but are now worried that all their produce will be spoiled and their markets interfered with. Following the government announcement made on the 14th of December, where Principal Secretary of the State Department for Crop Development, Kelo Harsama, stated that, and I quote, an import duty waiver will be granted for millers and traders to import a total of 900,000 metric tons of white maize and 600,000 metric tons of milled rice from February 2023 to August 2023 to enable the country have adequate stocks to last until harvest from July to August 2023.
Sasa serikali italeta tarehe 6 kutoka mwezi wa Februari. Wacha mimi niseme kama mkulima, serikali itakuwa imetuua kama sisi wakulima.
Na sasa hiyo mchere inaonekana italimbu soko ya hapa kwetu Mwea, na kwa sababu Mwea ndio inatoa mchere ile mingi sana.
No, I don't know why they are making noise because that exercise is ongoing. Mchele inanunuliwa. National Cereals and Produce Board, ukienda kwa website ya National Cereals and Produce Board, ukipeleka mchele yako kwa depot ya Sagana ama hii ingine ya Grubani, utapewa pesa yako. Na MRGM wamesema wameitishwa order, wanasema wanaanika mchele ndio ikue on the right moisture.
In the statement, PS Hassama further stated that the imported rice shall be required to have a moisture content not exceeding 13.5%, aflatoxin levels not exceeding 10 parts per billion, and it shall be accompanied by a certificate of conformity issued by the Kenya Bureau of Standards.
Inachanganywa na hiyo Pakistan, huwa inaharibu radha hata value ya mchere ya Mwea.
In a quick rejoinder, Mwea Member of Parliament Mary Maingi has assured the rice farmers under the Mwea irrigation scheme that the government has pledged to buy rice farms from the scheme before allowing the importation.
Actually, last year you imported 630. We have now said it's 600. Who knows? Next year it might be 500. And it will going down depending on how much we are producing.
Mwea serves the country with 100,000 metric tons of rice, which is less than 20% of the demand for rice. The government now says farmers need to work hard to produce at least half of the country's demand for rice.
I can't advise the PS. There are people charged with the duty of advising the PS, and they have looked at numbers. They know the consumption per year. They know how much we're producing, which is less than 20%, and they know how much needs to come in.
Farmers who are currently selling their rice produce at a very high price want the importation to be put on hold until all local rice is depleted, saying the move will have a negative impact on their market. On a positive note, the farmers have lauded the completion of the Thiba Dam, which has benefited them through irrigation by offering an additional 10,000 acres, which has risen rice production in the scheme. Elizabeth Atieno, TV 47.
Elsewhere, a family in Kiharu constituency, Murang'a County, is in agony after they saw a heartbreaking video of their daughter trending online. Lucy Wamboi left Kenya to Saudi Arabia for work in Mwea as a house manager with the hopes of a firstborn daughter who was intending to earn money and help uplift her single mother and 2 siblings. Have a look.
Cases of Kenyans living in Gulf fighting for their lives are still on the rise, as another heartbreaking video of a 30-year-old Lucy Wamboi from Matiri village in Kerio constituency, Murang'a County, continues to trend online. Lucy Wamboi is now fighting for her life in a foreign country, thousands of kilometers away, all alone, with no family member to comfort or console her in Saudi Arabia hospital.
Sisi tulizaliwa tukiwa watatu. Baba yetu alituacha kitapo. Mama yetu ndiye ametulelea na Yesu yake. Tumeomba usaidizi. Sistangu ndiye alikuwa ameenda huko Saudi Arabia ili atusaidie, aida saidie kama familia yake, familia yao. Tunaomba serikali tusaidie. Tulienda kwa agent wao mwenye alikuwa amempeleka wakapotea. Sisi tunaomba usaidizi. Serikali tusaidieni tu.
Wamboi has been admitted in the hospital for 3 weeks and has undergone 3 operations after suffering from unknown stomach ailment.
Nilimuona kule kwa mtandao. Nikamwona, nikamwangalia, nikasema huyu ni mtoto wangu kweli. Alikuwa mgonjwa sana. Hata kusimama hasimami. Na sasa sijui nitafanya nini, akitoka hapa alikuwa mzima tu. Na sasa anarudi akikuwa mtu hana nguvu. Ninaomba tu munisaidie kwa sababu mimi sina pesa na mtoto wangu ni mgonjwa huko. Na sijui atakuja lini.
In a heartbreaking video going rounds in social media, Lucy can be seen vomiting in a 1-minute clip as she ends up in pain with no one to help her.
Hata kwenda kwa huyu msichana harusi Saudi Arabia, alienda tu kujitafutia sababu amerewa na mama hana nguvu zingine, ni mkulima wa hapa mashamba mahindi kidogo. So alienda kujitafutia na alikuwa msichana mpole sana na hakuwa na ugonjwa akitoka hapa Kenya. So tungeliomba walienda kutafuta kama vile Kenya kuna kazi. Ni mtoto amesoma, alikuwa mtoto mzuri sana kwa mpaka gitado kwa form 4. Huyu msichana amesoma mpaka form 4 na alikuwa mtiifu na amesoma vizuri. Ni vile Kenya haina makazi. Vile amegojekea huko, tungeomba serikali hasa na wakuu wa area hii ya Murang'a, hasa huyo MP wetu anaitwa Dede Nyoro, Governor Bwana Kang'ata. Tumeria sana na kuwafikia ndio tupeane malalamishi, ama huu mama unasikia ni wa huko Shabani, imekuwa ni shida hata kuwafikia ndio tuweze kusaidia huyu msichana arudi Kenya.
Her family claims the employer has detained their daughter, demanding a refund of 450,000 shillings after her agent was paid 600,000 shillings for her importation to work in the alien nation. The only prayer from this family is for the government to intervene and ensure their daughter comes back home alive, as the Kenyan employment agent is unavailable by phone.
Quite a sad story there, increasing the number of Kenyan workers who are tormented in the hands of their employers in the Gulf. You're watching Kenya's fastest growing television. Time for us to take a short break on TV47 News tonight. Stay with us. We'll be back with more news after this break.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Hey!
How well do you know what's happening around you? Morning Cafe with heated political debates. Baraza la Siasa.
Hiyo kitu azungumzie, angalie hali ya maisha ya watu.
Informative health discussions. Business. Farming. Tasty Wednesday. Fitness Thursday, and Feel Good Friday with amazing DJs, celebs,
waimbaji, kuna comedians, alafu kuna wajinga,
and music bands every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. How well do you know what's happening around you? Morning Cafe with heated political debates. Baraza la Siasa.
Hiyo kitu azungumzie, angalie hali ya maisha ya watu.
Informative health discussions. Business, farming. Tasty Wednesday, Fitness Thursday, and Feel Good Friday with amazing DJs, celebs,
waimbaji, kuna comedians, alafu kuna wajinga,
and music bands every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. How well do you know what's happening around you?
Fades dark spots and clears dark patches. With a unique formulation, it is quickly absorbed deep into the skin to give optimal results. Acne C10, 10% pure vitamin C serum, safe on all skin types.
Tasty Wednesday, Fitness Thursday, and Feel Good Friday with amazing DJs, celebs,
waimbaji.
Tricent School of Medical Health Science and Technology is a premier training institute for market-driven courses. With state-of-the-art facilities, competent and dedicated members of staff, and linkages with the medical industry, you are assured of a bright future when you study with us. Enroll today in our campuses at Juja, Nairobi West, Kisumu, and Homa Bay.
The funniest face looked at.
How well do you know what's happening around you? Morning Cafe with heated political debates. Baraza la Siasa.
Hiyo kitu azungumzie, angalie hali ya maisha ya watu.
Informative health discussions. Business, farming. Tasty Wednesday, Fitness Thursday, and Feel Good.
Karibuni sana, karibuni. Niwauzie?
Ugali matumbo batia mimi.
Ugali matumbo! Na wewe? Ipe wali maragwe. Wali? Hey! Wewe, mchele madando hapo. Na wewe?
Nilikuwa nataka kaomena na kadoma.
Customer, usijali, chakula yako tutakutengenezea kwa ajili yako tu.
Maisha yako, mapendeleo yako. Tunukiwa na Safaricom. Chagua bei yako ya kupiga simu au data. Piga *444# au utembelee My Safaricom app upate deal poa ya kupiga simu, uongee zaidi au ubrowse zaidi.
Nataka chapati na crips.
Mala sausage. Nataka ugali na
TV47, the home of untold stories.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Let's get to more news. And a middle-aged woman in Mombasa is undergoing treatment after she was assaulted by one of her closest friends who poured hot cooking oil on her on the grounds that she was backbiting and, listen to this, leaking her secrets to the husband. The woman now wants the matter to be addressed as an attempted murder in a court of law, saying that the woman could have easily died of the perpetrator's ruthlessness.
Lauren Adera is nursing skin burns at the Coast General Hospital in Mombasa after her close friend poured hot cooking oil on her, alleged that she has maliciously been gossiping about her to the husband.
So hiyo time bado tunaongea, rafiki yangu alikuwa anasimama akienda akirudi. Alivyoenda mara ya 3 akarudi, akasimama nyuma yangu akaniita. Mimi kugeuka nikakutana na sufuria ya mafuta akanimwagilia. So that time nika scream, nikaona kama hata nimechizi juu ya ile uchungu. Nikasimama nikawa nataka kutoka mbio, ndo nikamwambia nifungulie mlango, ndio akaambia sister yake fungulie shetani atoke kwa nyumba yangu.
She claims that the perpetrator together with her sister had plotted the act and had called her to their house to warn her against shooting the breeze about her friend's whereabouts to the husband.
Ya kwanza alisema nimeenda kumsemea kwa kanisa vibaya. Akarudi akasema bwanake amemwambia ati atamtoa kwa nyumba anieke mimi. Alafu na tena nasema boyfriends wake kwa bwana yake.
The family members led by her mother have cried foul to the injustice and want the rule of law to take shape for the suspects be prosecuted and charged accordingly.
Sasa mimi nataka haki ya mtoto wangu nipate justice.
We apologize for those distressing images. Moving on, elders from the Agikuyu community belonging to a group known as Kiama Kiama have appealed to parents in Nyandarua County and the community in general to consider sending their sons to the elders at the time of their initiation process for them to be taught the ways of the tribe and other relevant teachings and seek guidance from the elders. Chichi Josephine with that report.
Speaking at the time of receiving the young men who had undergone the rite of passage in Olkalau area of Nyandarua County, the elders led by Mudhamaki Forongera said that it was important for male children to go through their advices to acquire teachings and values of the community, as well as warn them against beliefs and the effects of the use of drugs.
Na kuonyeshwa ili kutokana na mambo yale madhara wanapatiwa na vijana huko kijijini. Mambo mengine yale mabaya sana ni uvutaji wa bangi, uvutaji wa sigara, kutumia madawa ya kulevya, mobel na mambo mengine yale yanaletea vijana wetu madhara.
Nyera added that it is sad to see some of the young men who have undergone the process being abused by their peers, which has pushed the old men of Kiama Kiama in Nyandarua County to take that responsibility.
Omba wazazi badala ya kuweka mtoto au wazazi waende wakalete watoto wao watahiri huko kijijini, waharibiwe kama vile mtoto mmoja aliharibiwa pande ya Kinangopi. Watoto wa kiume wachungwe ni kila mtu, kwa maana wao ndiye nguvu ya nchi yetu.
Njuguna Njohi, a resident of Olkalau area, has pointed out that churches should leave the responsibility of circumcising boys of the Agikuyu community elders as it was before, so that they grow up with the foundations of a society that is legally accepted.
Kuna debate ambayo imekuwa maneno ya watu wa kanisa na watu wanasema vijana wapelekwe kwa tairi ndani ya kanisa. Wengine wanasema vijana wasipatiwe kwa wazee. Mimi maoni yangu kama Njuguna ni kwamba wazee wawachiwe hii maneno ambayo ni ya utamaduni. Let the cultural rights, na maneno ambayo inahusiana na utamaduni wachiwe wazee. Kanisa iendelee kupalilia watu maneno ya kiroho na nyoyo zao, lakini maneno ya hapa duniani ya utamaduni, vile community inafanya maneno yao, hiyo wacha iwachiwe wazee.
Chichi Josephine, TV47.
Now, trouble is brewing at a ranching company in Ruiru constituency with two factions fighting over the leadership of the ranching company. One faction, led by their chair, Ahmed Gikera Chege, now want the registrar of companies to comply with court orders that recognize the group as the legitimate leaders of the company elected in the previous annual general meeting. The group says leadership wrangles initiated by the registrar of companies has put the company in a bad state, with members said to be losing their land through proxy directors.
kwenda kotini na Justice Odunga akapeana order ikasema register the offices, ama sisi tuajiliwe ambao ndio wasimamishi wa Githunguri Constituency Ranching Company as directors kutoka siku hiyo. Lakini sababu zile yeye anajua Registrar of Companies na wengine ambao wanahusikana kwa kuimbia shareholders mashamba zao wakigawana michuzi pesa. Ndio sababu sasa hivi kuna shida kubwa sana, manake kampuni ilianzisha the year 1969 na wale wanaanzisha kampuni saa hii wengine hata washakufa wakingojea mashamba zao na hawapati, sababu registrar na wale wadani wake wanahusiana katika kuuza mashamba ya shareholders wa Githunguri Constituency Ranching Company. Hii nasema bila uoga, manake the moment kesi zote zinapelekwa katika polisi zinachukua miaka wakingojea mashareholders wakufe wachukue mashamba zao. Sasa hivi mashamba nyingi huko unaona flats, nyumba za ngorofa si za wenye mashamba.
Moving on, various leaders, including members of parliament and governors from the Kerio Belt, have issued a 5-day ultimatum to the elders and security teams to return all the stolen livestock in the relevant counties of West Pokot, Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet as one way to further develop the efforts in finding peace in the area. Isaac Famba reports from West Pokot.
Border insecurity between the counties of Elgeyo Marakwet, Baringo and West Pokot County over livestock has remained a big challenge. Efforts to get a permanent solution for the residents who live in this area has been forthcoming.
Wale watu wanaiba vitu hapa ni wale kutoka 2016 mpaka saa hii. Hakuna watoto ambao wameongezeka. Ni wale wawili kutoka Marakwet, wale wawili kutoka Pokot, na ni wale kila siku ndio wanaiba. Kila siku. Wamekuwa na hizo notorious na ni chronic. Kwa hivyo, hebu ujiulize, hii mtoto mmoja unataka kusumbua Pokot na Marakwet. Kwa nini? Kesho jina hiyo, kesho kutwa jina hiyo, na udao jina hiyo. Why? Kwa nini?
The plan to restore peace has taken a different course after different leaders including MPs Peter Lochakapong of Sigor, Kangogo Bowen of Marakwet East and Peter Kamket of Tiati started to cooperate, calling the security teams to speed up efforts to bring peace at the borders.
Ile kitu ambayo tunaweza kujisaidia nayo ni sisi wote tukubali kwamba tutembee barabara ya amani, na kwa amani iko faida kubwa kuliko hii vita. Vita ni ya watu wachache, watu wawili pande hii, watu wawili pande ile, hao ndio wanafurahia, lakini watu wengi, hii mambo ya kuishi msituni, umepoteza mbuzi yako, umepoteza ng'ombe, hata huna amani, ni mbaya.
Wananchi wa hao wamesema 5 days na hii siku 5.
Lakini tumepata leo ni tofauti maongeo ndio nimesikia hapa. Na mimi nikaanza kuona watu sasa wataanza kupona.
Na mimi nafurahi kuona viongozi wenzangu. Gavana wa Marakwet. Huyu ni mtu wa amani vile huyu amesema. Nafurahi sana vile umekuja ndugu yangu. Tumekuwa tukiongea kwa simu na tukasema tutakuja hapa leo. Nafurahi kuona wote.
It is a plan that also involves the governors who have sworn to fight the issue of insecurity in Kerio Valley, which remains a stunning wound for peace in the area.
Wameambia sisi governors tuseme suggestions. Mimi Monday naandikia Kindiki na nitaambia Katabi naandike na nitaambia Cheboy andike. Tunataka tuombe kwanza priority chiefs ya Elgeyo Marakwet, West Pokot na Baringo, wale chiefs wako conflict area. Waanze kupewa kwanza ile askari 5 ama KPR 5.
Isaac Famba, TV47, West Pokot County.
Thank you, Isaac Famba, for that report. Elsewhere, Kakuzi PLC has announced the release of its third environmental, social and governance report. The Nairobi Securities Exchange-listed superfood grower now becomes the first agricultural segment counter of the local area to voluntarily release its ESG report this year. Environmental, social and governance framework is a framework upon which companies develop and deploy their sustainability initiatives, including identifying, assessing, and managing risks that emanate from social and environmental issues affecting their entire value and supply chain.
We also acknowledge the government's appreciation that agriculture has the highest growth multiplier effect on other sectors due to the strong backward and forward linkages. We hope that suitable policies will be unveiled as we progress. Ladies and gentlemen, the call from government to embrace modern farming methods cannot go unheeded. It is both a worthy and a weighty challenge.
And for us, this is very, very good because it means that we are taking this agenda seriously, not just as a good to have, but really practically living it and doing a lot of things. And so Kakuzi is on the right track as far as this is concerned, and we're really, really happy to do that. The other thing we're saying is that investors are really looking for companies who are actually adopting what we call about issues around people, profit, and the planet. And you're really on the right track as far as that's concerned.
Let's get to the world of sports. And Umoja Catchball team earlier today were crowned as the champions of the third edition of Nairobi Catchball Tournament after defeating All Stars 2-0 at the Moi Sports Center Arena in Kasarani. Participating for the first time in the Catchball Tournament, All Stars were aiming to bag the Nairobi title by defeating the tournament favorites, but went down first after falling to a 25-23 in the first set, before Umoja bagged the second set with 25-18 to bag the Nairobi title. Speaking during the win, Umoja team's captain Ann Otingi said despite their emerging victorious, their opponents gave them a hard time, as echoed the challenge they received from their opponents.
Good. It feels really awesome to win. Yeah, we've won, but it was quite a challenge because the opponent team were very strong and they were really playing hard balls. So we just asked for timeout, and we thought because if we all play hard balls, they will block. They are good in blocking. So we tried mind games, the skills that we have. It was all about dodging, and I'm so happy.
Where we went wrong was in terms of the blocking. We did not master just one of the players in the opponent's team who would just score very easy goals but did not get it right with her. So I think that is where we went wrong. Once they gave us a wrench in the first set, it's like as a team we also started panicking. So I think that also contributed. Yeah, but I think we also gave them a run for their money, you know. We were the opponent, I would say.
Elsewhere, KCB Volleyball Club earlier today completed the signing of setter Esther Mutinda from the Kenya pipeline ahead of the Kenya Volleyball Federation League playoffs slated for January 2023. The Malkia Strikers' first choice setter joins the Munala-led side after 3 years spell with the Kenya Pipelines and was part of the team that won bronze at the African Club Championship in Tunisia earlier this year. Speaking after penning her deal at the KCB Sports Club Ruaraka, Mutinda expressed her excitement to join this season's title favorites, adding that she will add her wealth of experience and skill sets to boost KCB.
Coaches, national team coaches, and even the best team, because the team is the one which is having the trophy from Africa. Yes, and I know that we are going even to play very well in playoffs, even we are going to defend our trophy. I'm here to give them the best. Yes, I know I have to put more effort in my training, but I know with the coaches here, they will lead me in the right way, and I'll come back strong and more than I was before.
Now, Kenya Lionesses rugby player Grace Adhiambo has been crowned as November Sports Personality of the Month by the Journalist Association of Kenya. Personalities. Adhiambo steered the national women's 15s team to win the Africa Pool B title by defeating hosts Uganda 23-3 in the finals played in Kampala, where she was named as the player of the match. The Kenya Lioness sensation managed to beat New York Marathon winner Sharon Lokedi, tennis ace Angela Okutui, KCB Utility Ford Davis Chenge, and rally driver Karen Patel to clinch the November SJAC award.
Player of the month of November. It's been totally a good performance for me, and also getting a job at the Administration Police Service, it's also a good year for me.
It has just come a long way. You know, this is where I say grassroots rugby and the basics really matter. I would have to hail Nakuru for doing a lot of good work with the grassroots. When you talk of development of before mini rugby, Nakuru was already doing it, and Grace is a product of Nakuru.